Hi, this is Dr. Sandeep K. Krishnan, and welcome to the session on visionary CEOs and what they expect from talent management team. So it's a wonderful opportunity that ETHR World Talent 4.0 has given to all of us talent management professionals and human resource professionals in terms of upskilling ourselves and making us think about what are some of the best practices in this field. So thank you so much for the ETHR World Talent 4.0 team and wishing you grand success in this endeavor. A little bit about myself. I've been dabbling in this field of talent management over 1.5 decades. It all started from my doctorate from IIM Ahmedabad, where I was working on different talent management initiatives in organizations. And post that, I worked with organizations like IBM, Infosys, RPG, EY, People Business, and also been working as a consultant with over 100 plus organizations on building their talent management strategies. So what matter to the organizations from a business point of view as far as talent management is concerned? Recently, I was talking to a CEO and I asked him, what is your biggest talent management challenge? And he told me, Sandeep, when I put up something for any role, I get hundreds of applications. Let it be on LinkedIn, let it be on IIM jobs, let it be in any of those areas. But I want somebody who will really fit into that role. It's really challenging. So there is a lot of talent available, but talent that mattered to me is not available. And that's the crux of talent management. And over the last 3 years, I've been working with CEOs on different aspects on how they build organizations. And most of the time, building talent and building the culture of talent in their organization is a critical element. So I've summarized here for you some of those critical elements that CEOs are focusing on. And one is about talent risk. Now, what is this talent risk all about? My business is growing or my business is not growing. I need talent to make it happen. And I know that I'm relying on a few critical people or talent to make my business strategies realize. So one of the risks is there are financial risks, there is IT risk, every risk I can cover in one way or another. But this one is very vague. I don't know when one of the star performers or somebody whom I'm banking on for my next plan is going to leave the organization. I'm not sure whether I'm going to get the talent that I require for building my business is going to come in soon or it will get delayed. My plans are going to get delayed. Or I'm not sure whether the current talent that is available in my organization is ready for taking on the next challenge that I am embarking on. So these are some of those risks that are running in the minds of the CEOs. The second element that they often speak about is about the capabilities of the future. Now, we live in a VUCA world. We know last year or so, or 2 years, we've seen tremendous change in how we are working, what organizations are offering in the market, how organizations are changing to meet the market realities. And of course, there is digitalization, there is technology changing everything, how organizations are functioning. So where do we have the capabilities to run into the future? So what are those capabilities from technology point of view, from functional aspects, from the behavioral aspects that we require from different levels of talent to ensure that we are ready to meet these challenges? And this is the second thing that is running in their mind. So these two elements, the talent risk and capabilities of the future, go hand in hand. Third challenge that I speak with the CEOs is about the generational shift. So when you speak about generational shift, what's happening? I mean, you look at, when I go to the established organizations who have been in the business scenario, if you look at the Indian business houses, you have the talent who are in the late 50s or even in the early 60s who are still running the organizations. I mean, they hold the most of the power. And then you look at who are going to replace them. They are the ones in the 40s. And then you have the Gen Z, Gen Y, all of them, the millennials, all coming in the fray in terms of taking on more senior and important roles in the organizations. Now, the CEO or somebody who's handling this organization is really thinking about, are our practices aligned to the attitudes and interests of this generations? If I have a millennial who's coming into a key role in the top management team, the way in which he or she is going to think is very different. Am I able to adjust to that? So the mindset change that is required at the top management, changing the organization in terms of enabling this talent to come in, I think that's going to be the third area of critical thinking that the CEOs are going through. The fourth is about workplace diversity. The workplace diversity, if you look at it, we speak about gender diversity, we speak about multiple aspects of diversity that is coming in, and organizations are embracing it. And if I speak to the CEOs right now, many of the traditional industries are still even starting to think about gender diversity. But when you look at the workplace and availability of the talent, you have highly educated, capable women employees who are there. Now, if my organization is not able to cater to their aspirations, I'm going to miss out on a huge talent pool. Am I ready for that? Or am I able to ensure that irrespective of the biases that are existing in my traditional clients, how I manage my organization, I'm going to bring in this culture of diversity at the workplace? Because it's nothing to do, it's not a good thing to do anymore. It's not something, okay, I'm going to do something on diversity so that, I get some brownie points. No, look at the people who are coming as the talent pool. You have huge set of people who are coming from a more diverse talent pool, and you need to create culture. You need to build up the capability in your organization to absorb this talent. Otherwise, you are creating a bigger talent risk again. So these are some of those thoughts that often that I hear from the CEOs and the senior leaders in organizations. Then what can we do? And what can talent management teams do to help mitigate this risk, help us to prepare the organizations for the future? And what does this CEOs expect from the talent management team? Now, if you see talent as a business critical element, what can the talent management teams do? Now, I'm speaking about talent management teams from two different elements. One is about the one who are doing hiring. That means that the recruitment team, the ones who are bringing talent to the organization. The second is, how do I build a sustainable talent pool within? That means I'm able to work with my current pool of leaders and talent and make them perform, engage, and grow in the organization. So what is the expectations from the talent management team? The first is really looking at the culture and the capability fit and design for the future organization. Now, what does this mean? This means that, the talent management team needs to have a strategy in place. That means if I am looking at the millennial population coming in, the Gen Z coming in, am I able to say that, look, these are the aspirations of this talent pool and how do I align in this organization? That means the flavor of the organization is going to change. And the talent management team should be proactively working towards it. That means they should be engaging the talent, which is the talent of the future, to come in and build the organization of the future. So this is something that most of the CEOs are expecting rather than going the traditional route. That means they are taking a more proactive approach towards the talent from within and talent that you would like to bring from outside. At the same time, socializing the organization. That means the leaders, the current set of leaders or the management team to say that, look, the way in which you're functioning might have to change a bit to adapt to this talent pool. So this holistic way of building or the designing the organization of the future is one expectation. Second element is about personalized view of the talent and talent fungibility. Now, what does this mean? Now, if I'm leading a large organization, most of the time I have a biased view of my current talent pool. So what do we do? We often go out and hire talent from outside, which actually aggravates the problem because my current talent is engaged because they are not getting enough opportunity. The new talent brought in requires a lot more effort to fit into the current organization. Now, how do I, in the talent management team, create possibilities of more opportunities within the organization? That means the CEO should have a view of this talent. And when I speak about personalized view, that means for the mission critical talent in my organization, I need to know where does he or she stand now? What opportunities can I provide? How can I develop this talent to take on better roles or bigger roles? And also, when I'm looking at the key talent from a particular level and above, how can I look at talent fungibility? That means a person who is handling a particular function probably can be moved to another role, maybe moved to another geography. So the fungibility view, along with this personalized view, is something that the CEOs are expecting rather than a very reactive approach to looking at talent management. The third element I often hear is early investment in young talent. Now, if you look at organizations, most of them face a high level of attrition of young talent. Now, these are really good organizations. I mean, the ones who have great employer brands, they have a value proposition, and often these youngsters stay around 2 years, 2.5 years max. Then they move to another arena. Why is this happening? And one of the most important elements that CEOs are facing is that I want this young talent to stay more. I want them to grow in the organization because they know how the organization is working. They have more energy to invest in and they can make a change. So I'm also willing to invest in them. So is the talent management team from within able to harvest the best of this young talent, provide them faster opportunities, fast track them in terms of their career, and say that, look, I'm able to provide you better opportunities within this organization. You please don't go anywhere and perform here and get your dues. And this is the third element that I often hear from the CEOs. The fourth element is about business critical skills. Now, as I said in the beginning, often there is talent available, but there is not a talent for what I am looking for. That means there are some critical skills that is bringing my competitive advantage to play. It might be any of the functional skills, technology skills, or even behavioral skills. Now, am I able to get those kind of people with the right background here? Is the talent management team having a repertoire in terms of what are the talents what are the talent or skills that I require? And where is this talent available from within or outside the organization? So really tapping into it and also developing the talent from within. And this is the element around the business critical skills, because even if the talent management team is able to invest time in strategizing, say, okay, I'm going to invest my time and energy, maybe 60% of my time into this business critical skills, both from within and outside, this is going to make a huge impact. And that's what CEOs are really looking at. And the fourth or fifth element is around the talent risk management. So when you speak about the personalized view and the business critical skills, a proactive talent risk management strategy. That means if my position is getting vacant due to attrition or any other reasons, do I have backup from within the organization or even outside the organization? Do I have a view of the backup? And this is something which is very critical. The second element is, again, the inventory of the business critical skills. Do I have a risk assessment saying that, look, if I'm going into expansion, you will not have the talent to fuel that expansion. What can you do proactively to mitigate it? So a talent risk management strategy in terms of mitigating those risks. And these are elements that the CEOs are often looking at. So when you look at talent management, in isolation, it's about hiring, branding, all those things. But when I'm looking from a business critical point of view, from a CEO point of view, it's about these aspects that I hear most often. And the talent management team, if they are strategizing for these five elements, I think they can speak the language of business better. So that's some of the insights that I've learned over my 3 years of working with the CEOs, more than 200 interviews with them. And that's what I shared with you right now. I hope that is useful for your discussion and for your organization. Thank you so much.